Hello, I'm Cerberus Dark One, and this is What's on eShop. Usually I'd dive right into the new releases, but this month for whatever reason, there's a shortage of standout games. Normally I look through the whole month, pick out the best games, and whittle those down to the few I cover. But this month there's plenty of okay games, like these ones, but not too many standout games. So here's a super quick highlight package of titles which might interest you. Some platformers, some puzzlers, a few RPGs. Of course there's a roguelike in there. A handful of rhythm games. Even a nostalgic space shooter. A lot of these are on sale. Anybody else think it's weird to launch a game with a sale? A pre-order sale is one thing, but a 90% sale from day of release? Maybe it's just a bad time of year for game releases. So let's move on to games that did catch my interest, starting with Alyssa Developer's Cut, a classic survival horror throwback game to the 3D golden age of the 1990s. I'm not sure I have any personal nostalgia for the 90s look, but this is clearly based on the very early Resident Evil, including the dodgy voice acting. In 2003, over 12 days, dive into the hearts and minds of your dearest friends and turn your own fate around. Shanghai Summer, demo available. Immerse yourself into the world of God of Light Remastered, a unique physics puzzle game. Use mirrors, prisms, splitters and black holes to control rays of light and explore 6 worlds over 150 levels. Embark on a quest for revenge in Lords of Exile. Relive the glory days of classic gaming with retro-inspired 16-bit physics and perfectly polished controls, along with an 8-bit pixel art retro aesthetic and sound design. Although this isn't my era of gaming, I do like the look of this.
Let's go for a swim.
Now, if we're talking about nostalgia, it's got to be the original Lara Croft games, Tomb Raider 1 to 3. I've only played the first one a little bit, but the character was everywhere. I saw the films, so this weirdly has a draw for me, even with the 90s 3D. I'm putting it on the wish list. Plate Up, the chaotic restaurant management game. Up to 4 players can build and run a restaurant from scratch. I know this is popular with some streamers, with the Overcooked style gameplay. Here's a cozy little cat organiser. Fit My Cat has over 90 levels of cardboard boxes ready to be filled with fluff. Looks like a nice little casual puzzler, and 80% off until the 17th. The original Game Boy Advance game Mario vs Donkey Kong gets a remake. There are so many of these games, and I haven't played any of them, so I can't tell you which is the best. But if they remade the first one, maybe they'll end up remaking the others as well, or at least re-releasing the Wii U one, which they shut down almost as soon as they released it. With Tenderfoot Tactics, a party of goblins granted magic by an ancient spirit wanders the land fighting back the terrible fog in this open world tactics RPG. I think this looks interesting. A modern tactical RPG inspired by the classics. Join Penny and Yo-Yo in a kinetic 3D platformer bursting with innovative gameplay. This is actually a strange month. This game, Penny's Big Breakaway, has a real 90s vibe to it as well. Back when all games were platformers and each one had some sort of weird gimmick. This looks good though. I remember seeing it in the Nintendo Direct. Not the recent one, but the one before it. It stood out. I've had it on the wish list ever since, and I hear great things about it. Become a master of the living ink in an ink-based strategy game straight from the medieval page. Take your turn in duels filled with unexpected tactical depth and humour. Defeat medieval superstars and collect perks to unleash special powers. Go on an adventure in a world packed with secrets in this 2D platformer. Explore the world, unlock new levels, dungeons and face bosses, while collecting the lost cogs needed to repair the Great Elevator. This looks really well put together. I might try the demo.
What I unveil today will mark a new era for the Empire. We will be able to decimate the rebels just as we did the Jedi Knights.
The Emperor will be most pleased. Continue with your project.
Star Wars Dark Forces, a full remaster of the 1995 Doom-style first-person shooter. I can't say I've heard of this one before. And finally, set out on a journey through a harsh and unforgiving city to find a cure for a collapsed society. Solve puzzles and find items as you try to decipher reality from nightmares and evade the shadowy threats lurking in the dark. A short and immersive experience best enjoyed in a single sitting. Avoid hope, avoid combat, embrace exploration, and let's embrace the new release chart. A big break, away, at 10 for Penny. Playing the hand it's dealt, Bellatro at 9. At number 8, taking the Metro, Redux. 88% off bus fares. At 7, simulating what it's like to be at number 6. At 5, the Purple Package, a Saints Row bundle. Last month's number 1 drops 3 places to 4th, Poppy Playtime. Launching with a 91% sale, Raft Survival Simulator. New, 2 friends, or foes, Mario vs Donkey Kong. And this month's remastered number 1 goes to Lara Croft, The Tomb Raider.
You have my total attention now. I'm not quite sure if I've got yours though.
So that's February's What's on eShop. I like the look of Penny's Big Breakaway and Tomb Raider. I've mainly been playing Splatoon's Side Order. No surprise. I like it. It is a bit short though. To wait so long for something that's fun but short.